Welcome, Tiger fans, to Jim Carroll Stadium. It is the Jamboree in the jungle. McNairy Central is in town tonight. We just saw the middle school Tigers go down to McNairy Central Middle School, 8-7 in the first two quarters. This will be a JV game that is coming up, and then Varsity coming up after that. It's a good crowd here on hand for the preview of the Hardin County Tigers as we get set for Hardin County football next week. NBA will be in town next Friday night. Kickoff time is set for 7 p.m. So McNairy Central, a team, Bob Atkinson with me, a team that is not on our schedule this season. They moved out of our district, and so they were good enough, though, to come over and do the Jamboree and just get a little dress rehearsal, I guess, for both teams.
Yeah, good night for both teams to be able to come in and be able to fight against players they hadn't fought against in the past 2 or 3 weeks. I know that's exciting for them as they get the season rolling.
Yeah, the Tigers come in. They were 7-4 last year. They lost in the second round to Pregame over in Nashville, and they've got a different schedule this year. 7 home games on the schedule. We'll go on the road 3 times, 2 times to Jackson Northside, Jackson Southside, and then Chester County, and then be home the rest of the way. But a lot of new teams on the schedule. Memphis East is on the schedule, even though they're not a new team. They're an old foe, but we haven't played them in a while, and it's usually in the playoffs when we do. And also Giles County is on the schedule as well. South Gibson is in the region. They're new, coming into the region this year. So interesting schedule for Hardin County as the JV team is out there. We'll try to get numbers and players as much as possible for Hardin County. We don't have anything on McNairy Central. So McNairy Central will take over first down, 1st and 10 at their own 30-yard line. And it will be a running clock, so there's no breaks unless they call timeout. But other than that, the game will go by pretty quickly.
Steve, we got a tough schedule this year. I know we got 7 home games, but lots of tough opponents on the schedule for us this year. South Gibson's picked to probably win the district this year. What a lot of people are saying, don't know a whole lot about them, but they're new in our district, and I know they were awfully good last year.
Here's a snap, handoff to the tailback, trying to get outside, and he does. Here comes Flags as he goes across the 40. He's at the 30-yard line into Tiger territory on the first run, but that one looks like it may come back on a holding call.
Yeah, I think they got holding on the edge there.
Yeah, you're exactly right. South Gibson coming in. I was looking at some of the schedule and the teams and how they performed last year, and South Gibson was one of those teams. They were at the top of their side of the region. They lost in the second round, but they had to go to Haywood and take on Haywood. Of course, Haywood, another team on our schedule this year as well.
Yeah.
But, they're coming into a real competitive. I think Chester County is going to be a team to watch. Lexington, as always. And then, of course, Hardin County finishing second last year. They finished first the year before in the region. But Haywood and Giles County, talking about those two teams, they both went to the semifinals last year, the state tournament. Giles County lost to Alcoa, which is not a surprise.
Yeah.
And Haywood lost to Pregame in a barn burner on the last second play. So
Haywood, of course, every year is very, very strong. I did read something today that Haywood lost their quarterback from last year.
They did.
He transferred to Germantown, and so that's certainly a big loss for them. But we know they've got a lot of athletes on that team, and they're going to be very, very good this year. It'll be a tough competition for us. They're not in our district, but they're opposite of our district and who we would play, within our district.
Well, yeah, and, Coach Smith has always tried to put the best that he could put on a schedule to help, build this team for a state tournament run. And here comes a quick flag from the back, too much time.
Giles County's going to be a tough competition. They're coming from Middle Tennessee. They've all traditionally been a really good ball club.
Man, it's been a while since you've done this. Let's fix your microphone right here. There you go. There you go. Here's a snap, a handoff as a tailback rolls to his right. We're going from the south to the north end zone. He's going to be hit and dropped for a loss back at the 12-yard line. We're just in the first quarter of the JV game. Coming up, it'll be Hardin County and McNairy in varsity action. As like we said, it is a dress rehearsal for both teams as McNairy County has moved in classifications. They were in our region the last couple of years, but this year not on the schedule. Here's a snap, handoff, looking for some running room up the middle. He's going to be hit, still driving his feet across the 15 down to about the 16-yard line.
Defense looking pretty solid, Steve.
We were talking about our schedule. We lost some teams off our schedule with Milan going off. Who else? I'm trying to think.
We got Adamsville.
Adamsville went off, and you're talking about Adamsville. You're talking about a tough region. They got put in a region with Milan, Peabody, Riverside, and Huntington.
Yeah, they got a tough schedule this year, just in their district. I don't know what their out-of-conference schedule looks like, but they got their hands full in their district for sure.
Here's a running back running to his left, gets across the 15-yard line, down to the 20 to the 22. Well, to bring up a third and about 23, and
Steve,
they're going to give up the ball.
First time in many years that we've not played Adamsville. I think there was some confusion as they were getting the schedule together for 2023, and we're not playing Adamsville this year, which really is unfortunate because I always enjoy that game because it's such a good gate for either side, whether you're at Adamsville or at Hardin County.
Yeah.
And it's always a fun game.
Well, it's been a tough go for Adamsville too. I mean, we've been very good the last 4 or 5 years, and too, I would think that Coach Gray, moving into the region that he moved into, he thought, well, I need to get a better game than having to play Hardin County.
Yeah,
in an out-of-region game.
I'm telling you, his region schedule is very, very difficult.
Here's a snap, handoff. As the Tigers have the ball, there's a couple of yards on the carry.
I'm going to try to help you out here with the numbers, Steve, if I can figure out who's who. Lots of new faces in here that we're seeing as far as the JV is concerned.
Yeah, that's Kobe Alexander at quarterback for Hardin County. There was a flag on the play, and they'll move the Tigers back.
That was Brody Bixler on the carry.
So holding on the Tigers, and that'll move the ball back to about the 42-yard line. Not on the radio tonight, just streaming only, really making sure everything is working correctly on our end for next week for the home opener. The Tigers will be at home for the first 4 games, and then we'll go on the road.
Don't know that I've ever recalled us having a 7-game home schedule.
Yeah, exactly. Well, when you're having to buy a couple of games, here's a snap. As we're rolling to the right, that's Alexander on the rush as he goes across the 45 to about the 46-yard line. The Tigers 46. 6:17 to go here in this first quarter of this game. Second down, second and about 14 to go. So a lot of kids getting a lot of playing time tonight, getting a lot of looks, and building some depth and seeing, exactly Coach Smith out here trying to figure out, what he's got coming up. Here's a handoff, and he's going to be hit in the backfield. That's Bixler, and knocked down.
This is good for these kids that are getting to get a lot of action tonight as the season progresses. A lot of times you get into a tough ball game, you don't have a lot of opportunity to get playing time, so this is real big for these guys to be able to get in and get some live action tonight.
Bixler comes out, and Zachary Engel comes into the game for Hardin County. Third down, third and 16. The ball resting at the Tigers' 44-yard line as McNairy comes with a three-man front on defense. Shotgun formation for the Tigers. Here's a snap, looking to throw. Fires downfield, has a man open, and in and out of the hands of Thomas Stokey.
Hey, that was a great pass.
Yeah.
Very good-looking spiral on the play. Really on target. And the guy, he just couldn't come down with it, but a good pass by Alexander.
So the Tigers will turn it over on fourth down. They'll elect to punt it away. In this game tonight, they're not punting, though. They'll just move it back down the field. And McNairy Central will take over with 4:28 to go here in the first quarter. Tomorrow starts our Sports Saturday, Bob. I've always enjoyed our Sports Saturday on 93.5 FM. As coach to coach with Doug Matthews and Dave McGinnis. They'll start breaking down all the SEC teams and look ahead to the upcoming games that are scheduled. And then, of course, Sports Talk will return tomorrow as well. Me and Kurt Carroll will be in along with Coach Smith. We'll preview next week's game. We'll take a look at what he saw tonight and also in the scrimmages over the summer, and as they getting ready for this 2023 season. We lost a lot of kids last year, but we got some really good talent coming back. We're having to replace some good players, but Bob, when you get a four-year starter coming back at quarterback, that kind of helps erase a lot of things.
Oh, big time. And Carter is a veteran, and obviously that's helpful. And I think the coaches have done a good job of recognizing where they need to make adjustments. They've moved Cam Heyman to tailback to go, with the other tailback that we have, Saunders, who did a great job last year. So I think seeing the scrimmage against Riverside, very impressed with both those guys. I think that both of those are going to have a big year. But Carter is huge as far as a leader on this team and being able to direct the offense, and he's got some good receivers as well. We've got a big offensive line. Offensively, I think we're very solid this year. Defensively, it's a lot of new players on defense. It's going to be interesting to see how they gel.
Well, you got your anchor with Adam Harris. He didn't start his freshman year. He played a lot, but he's played a lot of football here at Hardin County. And also Wade Van Hoos back, a senior offensive lineman. He'll play some on defense as well. He'll be back. And, I think one of the issues that were not really an issue, but it kind of gave us trouble a little bit last year because we were young, was that linebacker. You got those guys, they've got a year under their belt. And, we'll see. Defense will win a lot of games in this league, but offensively what I saw the last scrimmage that I was here for was Riverside, and that was right after camp. The only thing about coming and watch a scrimmage after a week of camp in the heat and 2 days and sleeping over here on a concrete floor, I don't think you get a real taste of what kind of team that you will have. They went over to Lawrenceburg and played pretty well, especially offensively. There's a pass complete at the 20-yard line, at the 10, 5, and into the end zone as McNairy scores first with 1:50 to go. Went right through the hands of Engel. He was out there on coverage and threw it right over the top of him. And
that was a pretty pass by the quarterback. Quarterback got sucked in a little bit there, and tough luck for us. Riverside came over here in that scrimmage, Steve, and they're a veteran club, obviously a team that went to the Clinic Bowl last year in their division. Very strong football team. Very impressive running back who had a good bit of yards on us that night. But we held our own, and we probably ended up tying in that game. And so, a lot to come away with, pleased about there. But Riverside's a well-coached team, and they're going to be good again this year. And so that was a good test for us, and I think we went to Lawrenceburg and did very well. So I'm anxious to see, Steve, how we do tonight against McNairy and see how our boys come out and respond.
Well, McNairy went for 2 and didn't make it, so the Tigers will take over first down, 1st and 10 at their own 30, trailing 6-0 with 1:50 to go here in the first quarter, 1 of 2.
Fun time of year for sure, Steve.
I love it. I love this time of year as we get going here. Of course, we'll bring you all the action each and every Friday night on 93.5 FM, WKWXFM.com, the WKWX app, and of course streaming live on YouTube channel /93. And so looking forward to that and getting things kicked off next week as they'll have the Tiger tailgate party. That'll start around 5:15, and then the Tiger Walk at 5:55, and then kickoff set for 7 p.m. Here's Alexander on the carry. Picks up a couple of yards to the 32-yard line. Well, the Tigers will have it for second down, 2nd and about 7. Beautiful night here. It's humid.
Well, we had a little rain earlier. Run on through, and really pretty night. The field looks great. Excited about Tiger football for 2023.
Shotgun formation, 2 receivers left, 1 here to the near side. Here's a snap, handoff to the tailback. Has a little bit of running room across the 35 down to about the 38-yard line.
That's a good hard run by Brody Bixler again on that carry. We're going to come up with about a 3rd and 2 to go for the Hardin Co Tigers. Well, you can get something going here, Steve, down 6-0. This clock's running quick.
Got a lot of people checking in on the text box here. Wondering if we're on tonight on YouTube. Not on the radio, just streaming only tonight. 2 receivers to the right, 1 to the left. Here's a handoff to the tailback. Falls forward close to the first down. That's Brody Bixler, and I think it's enough for the first down. It is. 26 seconds to go and counting here in the first quarter. As the Tigers mounting a drive here. So what do you think you see, when the varsity team comes out? Give them a couple of snaps on the first team, or let them run a whole quarter and then work some of the other kids in the second quarter?
I foresee that we will for sure, during the first quarter, stay with our first team, see what they can do. And it depends on how the first quarter flows. Potentially, since some of the second, third teamers are getting to play in this JV game, it may be that they go with the first team the whole 2 quarters. 2 quarters goes really quick when you got a running clock, and so it's important for these guys to come out and set the tone quick and early tonight, and we'll see what they can do.
All right, first quarter is over with. We're going to take a timeout. 6-0 Bobcats. We'll be right back with you after this quick timeout. welcome back to Jim Carroll Stadium. It's Jamboree in the Jungle night. McNairy Central over here. The Bobcats, the middle school Bobcats, I guess are Bobcats. They were totally different color. They were red and white over there.
It's always been a little confusing.
Yeah, it is. Yeah. Maybe they didn't want to separate themselves. So
they're the Lions, actually.
Are they?
Yeah. Yep. Different kind of cat.
Yeah. So Hardin County has a football, first down, 1st and 10 at their own 40 as we start the second quarter. Shotgun formation. 2 receivers to the left. Here's a snap. As the quarterback picks it up, runs around the end. He's got running room across the 50, 45. He's at the 40. And I think he was run out of bounds around the 35. That's Aiden Coleman.
Aiden came in during that timeout, Steve. There is a penalty flag on the play. But Aiden, I believe, was your 8th grade quarterback last year, and he's a 9th grader this year, number 20.
Well, he did a good job.
Yeah, 6 foot, 160. And that was a heck of a run. Of course, it might have been aided by a holding penalty, which they have called. Moved us back to about the 32-yard line.
Well, let's get on the officials early. They're calling a lot of penalties. That was a terrible call.
Terrible call. Hey, that was a good run, though.
It was. The ball was
so look. Yeah, so look, you get past the line of scrimmage on a hole, but then you do have to make all the rest happen, and he did. And so I was impressed with that run. We'll see what he can do right here.
Now they'll go 2 receivers to the right. Here's a snap, handoff to the tailback. And he's got running room across the 40-yard line, 45 down to about the 47.
Thomas Stokey, number 38.
That was a good run by Stokey from his slot position. As they kind of countered on that play.
You know, a lot like our high school team, we got some big offensive linemen.
Second down, 2nd and 2 from the Tigers. 47-yard line, 48-yard line. Well, a good friend of ours just came in. Mr. Football himself back, what was it, 1960?
Yeah, absolutely one of the best linebackers to ever come out of Hardin County.
Here's a snap, and this time
that's tough.
Coleman gets hit from behind and loses about a yard. There's a good friend of ours, Rodney Van Hoos, up here, and Rodney was an outstanding player here, went to Rhodes College and was outstanding there as well. And he has blossomed into a fine young man.
You know, Steve, Rodney, all kidding aside, one of the hardest hitting linebackers we've ever had at Hardin County, without a question. Good looking still. Good looking man.
Third down, 3rd and 4. 2 receivers right, 1 to the left. Here's a handoff to tailback, trying the left side of the line. He's going to be close to a first down right at midfield.
Yep.
Good hard. Probably give it to him. I think they're going to.
They are. A good hard run by number 42, Zachary Engel, in the game.
Well, they're going to say 4th down. They're going to say he's about, yeah, man, I mean, that from right here, it looks like a first down.
Yeah, they're not going to measure.
Well, let's go for it then.
Hey, look, it looks right on the line nearly, but they're going for it. 8:47 to go.
4th down, 4th and less than a yard. Here's a snap, handoff, looking for running room. Now he gets outside across the 50. That's enough for a first down. Fumbles a football, and McNairy is going to fall on it at the 46.
Yeah, got past the 50. Good hard run, but he got popped at about the 46-yard line.
Yeah, he'll run from there. He's carrying the ball kind of high. That's Engel on the carry. And carrying it up that high, he got hit right in the chest. So 8:31 to go here in the second quarter.
The 79's a big boy. Let me look him up. Taylor Brown, 10th grader, 6'4", 300,
coming off the field as offensive lineman. When you were in high school, Steve, were there any 300-pounders?
I was 6'5", 300.
Okay. Well, now.
I shrunk. Not playing football.
You know, our offensive line on our high school team, good size kids.
Yeah.
Yep.
They got some youth over there. We'll run them down tonight, but they're big on both sides of the line of scrimmage. As a matter of fact, here's a handoff up the middle. He's going to be hit and stuffed and driven backwards.
Yep, good play by number 69 for Hardin County there. That is Jackson Williams, 9th grader, 5'11", 145. His defensive end come up, made a big hit.
Like I said, we start our sports Saturday on 93.5 with Coach to Coach at 8 a.m. in the morning. Rodney would like that show as well as we do, but Coach Doug Matthews and Dave McGinnis, they break down football from a defensive and offensive coaching coordinator's point of view, and they've got some pretty interesting things they talk about. Here's another handoff. Quarterback keeps it this time. He's going to be smacked right at the 45.
What a hit by number 28. Let me get that for you there. Alex Bowden, number 11. 11th grader, number 28, Alex Bowden. What a hit.
Yep.
Alex is at linebacker and came up and made a great hit on that play. 3rd down 10.
3rd down, 3rd and 10. The ball at the Bobcat 46-yard line. 7:11 to go here in the second final quarter of this particular game. Coming up, varsity game, as we'll get a good look at the 2023 varsity Tigers. Shotgun formation. Here's a snap. Fumbles it around, and this time he's going to be hit from behind as the quarterback dropped back to about the 40-yard line. So that'll bring up a 4th down, 4th and long. They may want to punt it. I guess I will.
Tell who there was in the game there that made that tackle. Ferris Rasback. They've just moved back into town, the Rasbacks, and hey, that was a huge play by Ferris. Good job of getting on that ball. Snap kind of went through the quarterback's hands, and he made a great play on that and sacked him for a loss.
Well, he played really well against Riverside. He came in some in the varsity game and played and had a tackle for a loss. So,
yep, big play.
So the Tigers will have it. 1st down, 1st and 10. Coleman is your quarterback. Bixler now in at tailback, receiver left, 2 here to the near side, 3-man front for the Bobcats. Here's a snap as Coleman will keep it to the right side, cuts it back at the 35, and then here comes another flag as he gets knocked down about the 38-yard line. Let's see what this one is. Well, personal foul.
Come on now, man.
So personal foul on
what was going on there, Steve?
I don't know.
I just couldn't see it. Good run by Coleman, negated by the personal foul.
Penalty's the key.
No doubt.
So it'll be 2nd down, 2nd and about 20.
5:46 to go, Steve. We got to get something going here, down 6-0.
Coleman in the shotgun, 2 receivers left, 1 here to the near side. Here's a snap. They're going to hand it off up the middle with Bixler. Breaks the tackle at the 25, and he's going to be knocked down about the 29.
Yep, close to the original line of scrimmage.
So it's 2nd down, 2nd and 17. I think we've attempted 1 pass in this game. We've been pretty much primarily run.
Yep.
So 3rd down, excuse me. I said 2nd down. 3rd down, 3rd and 11. Ball resting at the Tiger 29-yard line. Coleman brings them to the line. 2 receivers to the left, 1 here to the near side. Here's a snap. Coleman rolling to his left, looking for a block. He's going to be hit. Here comes a flag again. And that official in the middle of the field is absolutely wearing his flag out.
He knows this is a jamboree.
Well, I don't think he does. So let's see what this one is.
You got a holding.
Yeah. I mean, it is a jamboree,
They
dude.
declined it, though. It's going to be 3rd down and 11.
So it'll be 4th down, 4:23 to go. And I guess
We're going to punt the ball.
we will punt it back to McNairy. You know, this is not like the old jamborees that we were used to coming up. You know, I can remember Huntington was the big jamboree back in the day, and then we went over to Chester County to that one, but they don't play those as much now.
No, they've gone more to this format. You miss the old format because in that scenario you were able to see several ball clubs that you might not get to see throughout the year. Sometimes you'd see teams you were even going to play. I know a lot of times we'd go over to Chester County, we'd see McNairy, we'd see Adamsville, and we'd see some different teams we were going to line up with. But I kind of like this format in that you get to see the junior high club and see what they got and some of these JV guys.
McNairy with the ball, 1st down, 1st and 10. Everybody's moving. They hand it off to the tailback, and he's going to be knocked down at about the 45.
Good tackle there by Michael DeShazier, 10th grader, 5'6", 195. You know, this is good for these young boys to be able to get some live action. Again, as the season progresses and they get going, they don't have a lot of opportunity to get a lot of time because the games are close, and so this is really good for them, for us to be able to watch them play.
2nd down, 2nd and 6. Shotgun formation for the Bobcats. Receiver right, receiver left. 4-man front for the Tigers. They'll hand it off to the tailback, trying the right side, has running room at the 50. Now he turns it up the field at the 45. He's at the 40, at the 35, down to the 30-yard line.
Good speed. Yeah. Good speed there. Number 46 for Hardin County, William Steely, 9th grader, came over and made that tackle to save a touchdown.
I did a good job with the camera right there. I left it all the way back here. Hey, it's early for us, though.
You're a master streamer.
Yeah.
2:59 to go, Steve. We're going to have to hold up and try to get that ball back, down 6-0.
1st down, 1st and 10. Bobcats with 2:45 and counting here in the 2nd period, the 2nd and final quarter. 4-man front for Hardin County, shotgun formation. Here's a snap, handoff to the tailback, hit in the backfield and dropped.
Boom, great
and
play.
That's Razback again.
Yep, great play right there by number 55. That was actually Michael DeShazier.
Oh, that is? I thought that was...
Yeah, DeShazier came up and stopped him for a loss, about a 2-yard loss. Now 2nd and 12 for McNairy County. Not a lot of passing in this JV game.
No, you struggle with that much. You know.
Well, it keeps working its way down.
Yeah. Sorry. Blame it on the mic. 2nd down, 2nd and 12. Ball at the 32 of the Tigers. Shotgun formation. Receiver right and left. 4-man front for Hardin County. And here comes another flag.
Got to delay a game, Steve. You know, you can't take more than 30 seconds.
Well, you know, in this kind of format, when you got coaches out on the field, they're trying to get plays called. And now what do we have? We've got a timeout.
Mr. Van Hoos is leaving us.
Well, he wanted us.
We should have let him on
No
that.
walkouts right now.
Yeah.
You get it. Here's a handoff to the tailback trying to get outside. Good play there.
59 there come up and made a great play to keep him from getting into the, let's see, that's Toby Keeney with a good play.
Timeout for Hardin County. They're trying to get the ball back here before time expires here in the 2nd quarter.
All right, we'll take a timeout with them. We'll be back with more football action here from the Jamboree in the jungle. back to Jim Carroll Stadium. 3rd down and 17, and
Another penalty.
I was wondering when they were going to call that. That wing guy over there, he's jumped early.
Yeah, well, they're calling offsides on us, Steve.
Oh, are they? Forget what I said.
Yeah. Well, it's 3rd down and 12. It's going to be 3rd down and 7 with 1:10 to go here in the final quarter of this JV Jamboree action. I don't know what happened there, but it looked like a false start on McNairy. But they called us for offsides.
Yeah.
There you go.
3rd down, 3rd and 12. Clock stopped at 1:10. Shotgun formation for the Bobcats. Here's a snap. They'll hand it off. No, he'll keep it this time. Looks to pitch it. He does. And Tiger right there on the spot. That's number 84.
Yep, number 84, that's Colton Owen, 10th grader. Good tackle on the play there. It's going to be 4th down and 12.
Good block operator over there. The clock never moved.
Yeah, they look like they jumped there on that play. The up back looked like he moved quick, but hey, good crowd by Hardin County here, Steve.
Yeah, it's a nice crowd for Jamboree Friday night. Standing room only. Good crowd in the end zone. That's where.
So what do you know about business? Memphis Business Academy.
Well, they won 2 games last year. They were 2-8, and they didn't win a region game. That's about all I know. With them, I'm glad it's MBA of Memphis and not MBA
100%.
in Middle Tennessee out of Nashville.
So we got 1:10. We're down 6-0. We have the ball at. No,
They're going to keep it.
no, they're going to keep it. Yep.
So 4th down. Here's a snap. Drop back. A fire down the field. Got a man open for a minute. The ball is batted up in the air and then hits the turf.
Yep.
And falls incomplete.
That's a good play by number 38, Thomas Stokey.
So the clock will stop with 1:02 to go, and the Tigers will have an opportunity here to get on the board as they'll take over. Let's see where they're going to spot it. They're going to spot it at the 33-yard line. So 1st down, 1st and 10, 1:02 to go. Here in the 2nd and final quarter of this freshman/JV game. Coming up, Hardin County and McNairy Central Varsity game. It's McNairy Central looking to bounce back, and they've had a tough go the last couple of years.
Yeah, they have.
And Hardin County trying to keep what's been a really good streak of winning over the last several years. Here's a snap. Coleman looking to his right. Fires down the field and almost incomplete.
Lucky that wasn't intercepted. Yeah, you know, if you look back over the past several seasons, Steve, we've had some very successful teams, made some deep playoff runs, had some gifted quarterbacks, had some good play, you know, both sides of the ball. Matthew's done a phenomenal job of developing kids, and so hopefully this year we'll repeat and be like years in the past, and we'll continue to perform and have an opportunity to win our district again.
Well, you go back and look at the long history of quarterbacks just in the last, 10 years?
Mm-hmm.
And I'm thinking about, here's Coleman going down the sideline, has running room at the 50 in Bobcat territory, and should have got out of bounds, but now they have to call a timeout, and here's a flag. It's going to come back anyway. But I go back to Butry, kind of started it, the win streak, and then after Butry, we were trying to figure out kind of the session of how the quarterbacks win. I know Milligan was in there, and then Gilchrist, and then Kendall Atkinson, Cal Gobble, Rivers Hunt, Al Carter, but Vegas Prather was in the middle of that too. And he, sure enough, was kind of a not surprised from an athletic standpoint, but, you know, he didn't come into camp right as a quarterback. It just so happened we had to have a quarterback for spring football, and they put him back there, and that was all she wrote.
Well, and you had Barker Burnham in that mix at some point, and, you know, honestly, the way your team, especially in high school football, any sport, any level, but in high school football, if you've got a prolific quarterback, it can make all the difference in the world. And we've been blessed in Hardin County for the past several years. Every year we've had a solid quarterback, and that's what's made the difference for our teams. And so, you know, Carter Smith is a senior this year. He's been your starter for several years, and hopefully he'll be back this year for a big year for us. This JV game's not looking too good, though, Steve. We're down 6-0 with 20 seconds. It's 4th and 14.
Don't give up, Bob. Here's a snap. Coleman looking. Fires down the sideline. It's going to be picked off at the 45. He's going to be ridden down inside Tiger territory to about the 47. Here comes another flag.
My goodness.
And that's...
I've never seen a jamboree with so many flags.
Well, the guy in the middle there, he has thrown a bunch.
Yep. So we don't want to wish this season away. Certainly 2023 is here and is upon us, and we know we've got Carter for this final year of his senior eligibility here. But who's in the backup stages here for who's going to take over for him next year as we get into 2024?
Well, I'm not sure. Of course, I think Maddox Rutter, quarterback some down at the middle school level. Of course, you got Brody Ivy. He'll be a senior next year. I mean, he's been here in a backup role for, the last 3 years.
Yep.
I mean, you never know. And like you said, Matthew's done a good job of trying to find somebody to fill that role, and we'll see.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's such a, they took the victory formation. It's such an important position, obviously, your quarterback at this level. And so we'll see, but thankfully we got Carter for another year.
Yeah, we want to keep him healthy. I think we're at that point right now where, we want to keep everybody healthy. I don't know how deep we are. We're deep in certain positions, and we'll see. But, they've taken – one thing I found interesting, you're talking about Heyman. They took Cam and Jack Gray that played a lot of offense last year as receivers. They've taken those two kids and moved them primarily on the offensive side.
Yeah. And so,
excuse me. So, on the defensive side, and so we'll see what I know they moved well. They've kind of flip-flopped Jack and Wes Blankenship. And Wes did an outstanding job.
Yeah, I thought last year that Blankenship was a very good cornerback, very solid on the defensive side of the ball. But I think they recognized that they potentially needed him to contribute more on the offensive side this year. They've got Landon Rose, who's a proven receiver, coming back. I expect a very big year out of him. They've also got a couple of other new receivers that they have put in. And so, we'll see. But I thought Blankenship did a good job last year.
Yeah.
On the defensive side.
He did. And I think at some point you're going to see Cam on the offensive side. They've moved him to tailback. You may see them throw the ball to him out of the backfield, do some things different with him. But you got Jacob Saunders too. Jacob was a smaller back last year. He's put on a little bit of weight and muscle.
Yep.
And he had a run in that Riverside game that was outstanding. And I think they're expecting him to do some big things. Like I said, though, he's not the biggest guy on the field, so can he take the pounding, especially in our district where, you're going to get hit often, and So, you know, they had to find somebody, and you know, Cam stepped up when they put him back there. I imagine that was hard for him to do. He was a wide receiver, and he made a team decision to help out there. And he's really good at cornerback, though, too. And so I think the same thing you could say with Jack. You know, he's an offensive guy. Jack had a lot of touches last year and has some speed, but they need him on the defensive side. They thought he was better over there, could help us out better. So we'll see. But the Tigers are coming out. Bobcats are out on the field. Let's take a quick timeout as the varsity game is headed your way next. You're listening to Tiger Football right here on Slice 93 YouTube channel. We'll be back after this. Welcome back to Jim Carroll Stadium. Jamboree in the jungle. That's hard to say. As we thought that we were going to see the varsity right now, but actually that was a freshman game for them. This is a JV game. A couple of quarters of it. So
you got Brody out at quarterback, so that answers our question we had a while ago.
Here's Brody's handoff to Taylor Grissom, and he finds some running room over the left side. You know, as we've watched these games, you're just talking about right there, things just kind of flow a little bit differently as they get with the older guys. You know what I mean? And the speed changes as well of the game.
No doubt.
Brody has played a lot of football here in a backup role. Shotgun formation. Here's a high snap. Brings it down. Now he'll just have to fall on it. So that'll bring up second down. Third down. Third and about 11. The ball spotted back at the 28-yard line. Three receivers here, two here to the near side. And we'll get those numbers for you. Maddox Ruddle, number 16. Corbin Smith out here, number 84, and here's a snap. Here's a quick throw to Rowe. It's going to be popped up in the air, intercepted, and they'll run it into the end zone for a touchdown. That had disaster all over it, as it was almost picked off on the initial pass as McNairy jumped the route. And then the ball was batted up in the air. And also you can tell Coach Smith is coaching this a little bit differently. As he wasn't too happy. He wasn't too happy about that right there for sure.
Well, tough luck there.
Yeah, well, they jumped the route, number one, and then it batted up in the air and just right into the hands, and nobody was out here for the Tigers. So they'll go for two. Shotgun formation. Here's a handoff. No, the quarterback will keep it. He'll turn it up the field, and he scores. So the Bobcats on the board.
That's a tough way to start.
Yeah. 8-zip. So the first down, 1st and 10 Tigers now. 10:30 to go here in the first quarter of 2. Ivy in the shotgun formation, 2 receivers right, 1 to the far side, tailback to his left. Here's a snap. Handoff right side, breaks a tackle in the backfield, now cuts it upfield at the 35, at the 40. Good run. Down close to the 45-yard line. And Bob, you know what I like then? He was going outside, saw a breathing room and a lane, and took a sharp cut and cut it up and got upfield.
That was a good run by number 3 there, Taylor Grisham.
So the first down, 1st and 10 for the Tigers. They'll send 2 receivers to the left, 1 here to the near side. They're going from the north to the south end zone. Here's a snap. Ivy hands it off. This time he's going to be corralled around the neck. But he'll pick up about 3, maybe 4 on the carry.
So, Steve, I'm thinking maybe that the game before this game was pretty much a 9th grade game.
Yeah, I think so. We just had a few of
just a few upperclassmen.
Yeah, a few upperclassmen in it. Grissom on the carry. So to bring up 2nd down, 2nd and 7. 3-man front for McNairy. Here's a snap to Ivy. Looking to his right. Fires. Complete to Smith. He catches it. Gets hit. And falls inside Bobcat territory to about the 47-yard line.
Yeah, good catch by Corbin there. Corbin, big target there at 6'2", 170 pounds. Just a 10th grader. And very good hands on that play. And a good catch to get us down to about the 47-yard line there.
So 3rd down, 3rd and about 2 for the Tigers. Here's a snap. Ivy hands it off, looking for running room. Now bounces outside. He's at the 40. Gets outside at the 30. He's at the 20. He's at the 10. 5. Touchdown, Tigers. Man, what a great run.
Great run. And a huge block by Dace Cummins, number 21. He was a 5'6", 150-pound wide receiver. Came in and sealed that block, which sprung him to the touchdown.
That's Taylor Grissom. On the carry, he did most of the work there. He's a 5'8", 160-pound running back, senior for Hardin County. Now the Tigers will go for 2. I apologize on the video. I'm struggling tonight. This is my pregame warm-up here too. Illegal. We got a false start. Yeah, false start on the Tigers, so I guess I'll move it back a little bit.
You know, a lot of penalties for a jamboree, Steve.
Well, I think they get paid by the flag tonight. Goodness, there, Bob. So they'll set it back up. Ivy in the shotgun, 2 receivers to the right. Here's a snap, rolling to his right, looks, fires, and to Smith. Dives to the end zone, and that big long body Corbin gets into the end zone as Corbin Smith goes in for the 2-point conversion, and we're tied up just like that.
Hey, that was a great play by Corbin.
Yeah, that was a good offensive series there, especially by Grissom. He's a good-looking running back. I don't know where he's been, but I like his vision. I know that.
Yes, and then Corbin, I'm going to brag on him. He catches the ball on about the 5-yard line. Could have easily gone down and fought for more yardage and dove into the end zone. Big 2-point conversion for the Tigers to tie it up.
Papa down there.
Oh, yeah.
Sure. So first down, 1st and 10, all tied up at 8:31 to go here in this first quarter of this JV game. Here's a snap. Hand off to the tailback, right side, looking for some running room. He's going to be hit and knocked down as he goes across the 30-yard line.
That was a big play by Ben Benson, linebacker.
Be sure to tune in the morning for our Sports Saturday. It starts at 8 a.m. in the morning with Coach to Coach, Doug Matthews and Dave McGinnis. Talk a little SEC football, and then at 9, me and Kurt, along with Coach Smith, we'll talk about the 2023 season. There's a stop as a quarterback kept it on that one.
Let's talk about Carter Pig. Let's talk about Carter Pig.
Can I talk about my show first?
Well, number 17, Carter Pig, with a great play there. Number 10, he's a 10th grader, good size kid, defensive end for Hardin County, with a heck of a play there. He was in on that last play too, with an assist, but very impressed with him. Now you can talk about your show.
Well, I don't do anymore. Me and Kirk and Matthew will be on at 9 with Sports Talk. Give you a preview of the 2023 season. Here's a throw down. That's going to be intercepted at the 45, at the 50. He's at the 40. Still on his feet at the 35. Then he's going to be rolled down at about the 38. Here comes a flag. I think that's a face mask, and that was Dace Cummings.
Yep, Dace with great recovery there. Kind of got behind the play a little bit, but made a great break on the ball. Good interception, and puts the Hardin County in good position here on offense.
Yep.
That was face mask as well.
So Kirk's going to be your sidekick there in the morning, and want to mention Michael Davis, who is our superintendent and a phenomenal.
He's the dean of students. He has to be called the dean of students.
Well, Michael does an excellent job. He has retired after many years of PA announcing here at the Hardin County Football Games, and Carter Carroll is taking over.
Here's a handoff to Grissom, has running room. He's across the 20, across the 15. He's just carrying Bobcat circa. Down to about the 10.
Steve, I'm like you, man. Now this kid can run the ball.
He's got good vision. He's very patient, and then he's got a little burst when he sees a lane, and no doubt I'm going to talk to Coach Smith about him. Well, see where he came from.
Depth is always a good thing to have.
Well, it's like we said at tailback. I mean, here's a snap, handoff to McLean. This time trying the left side, finds a crease right at the 5.
That's Grisham.
What did I say?
McLean.
Grisham.
Taylor Grisham, number 3. If we've got our numbers right.
You know, sometimes, Bob, I just make names up. Well, I've got to learn all these names.
It comes at you fast.
Second down, 2nd and goal from the 4. Here's a snap. Ivy's going to keep it himself. Left side's going to walk into the end zone. And here comes a flag, so we'll see what that's about. Brody Ivy goes in.
Good run by Brody
off
there.
a left tackle, but will it stay or will it not? Let's see.
Based
Tigers.
on the, I thought that was holding. Elmo, he's pretty aggressive tonight.
Yeah. Well, I don't know if he called that one or what, but so holding against the Tigers, so they'll get to do it again. This time a little further back as they'll spot it.
That's going to put us on about the 14-yard line.
Mm-hmm.
He's got 3 wideouts, one to the left, 2 to the right.
So second down, 2nd and 15. Here's a snap. Here's a handoff to the tailback. This time he's going to be hit, but he rolls forward to about the 10, maybe inside the 10. Grisham on the carry again.
Grisham been the workhorse for this JV bunch tonight. Good looking kid.
Well, you know, that's the thing about that. He just picked up 6 yards.
Yeah.
You wouldn't have thought that from our position here, but he did. Made it 3rd down, 3rd and 9 from the 9. Ivy in the shotgun. Here's a snap. Looking to throw in the corner of the end zone.
Nice.
Touchdown.
Nice.
Tigers.
A great pass by Brody Ivy there, and number 85 with that catch. That's Ellis Smith, 5th grader. Hey, that was a nice pass.
Yeah, nice pass, good route by Smith. Got in the back of the end zone, and they'll go for 2 again as they go up 14-8 now with 4:43 to go here in the first quarter of the JV game. Ivy in the shotgun, 2 receivers right and left. Here's a snap. Looking, under pressure, and
Get on the ball, get on the ball.
This one, and now they're going to blow it down.
Okay.
He got hit from behind. I think he wanted Grissom out of the backfield and was hit and knocked down, as I think they basically called that an incomplete pass. So the 2-point conversion no good. Hardin County up 14-8 with 4:43 to go here in this first quarter.
You know, Steve, defensively, this JV bunch has played very well. We'll refresh your memory, but the 8 points came from a pick 6 and a 2-point conversion. Other than that, our defensive has been pretty solid.
You agree?
I agree.
Okay.
I concur.
But we still have 4:43 to go here in this first quarter.
So the Bobcats will come to the line. First down, 1st and 10 from their 30. Here's a snap, handoff up the middle, and this time he's going to be met by a host of Tigers and driven backwards.
Again, number 17, Carter Pig on the tackle, having a big game for the Tigers.
Also, is that 56 or 58? I can't tell. Riley McCann.
That's number 58.
He was in on the tackle as well.
Yes, that is Riley McCann. The great thing about this format in this game is it does give you the opportunity to see these younger guys who, you know, you're going to be looking to in the future. Who can step up? Who can fill the void of people that are leaving you next year? And so it's kind of exciting. And Pig is a name right now that I'm seeing that's going to be helping.
Well, I heard a lot about him. You know, I get to talk to Josh Ivy. He's a member of the coaching staff during basketball season. He's a scorer up in the booth with me and Bill, and he was excited about him this past year. Here's a handoff, quarterback on a run across the 30-yard line down to about the 32 or 33-yard line.
Tackle on the play there by Chris Keeney.
So to bring up 3rd down, or is it 2nd down? I can't see across there.
It's going to be 2nd down.
Yeah.
No, that's
3rd down. 3rd and 7.
3rd and 7, yeah.
Under 3 to go here in the first. And me, Coach Carroll, and Kendall Atkinson will bring you the play-by-play, and we'll also be live streaming too on YouTube /93. We've got a timeout on the field. We'll take a timeout with them. We'll be right back. 4th and 1. Here's a snap, and
They got a false start on McNairy.
Yeah.
I'm going to say they'll punt the ball now.
Appreciate Alpha 10 Protein Bars sponsoring tonight's action on Slice 93.
Is that Alex's company? Brett's company, yeah. So Brett gave me one of those energy bars. I was at a golf tournament, and I'm going to tell you, I had not had anything to eat that day, and so it put me over the top. So I'm going to vouch for his company and say that it was a good deal that day.
Their good bars are clean eating. They've got some supplements in it for energy, some to kind of help you focus, as well as get you through, maybe if you don't have anything to eat, or get you through a meal with the bars, or the snack size. The snack size is my favorite. That's what I eat for breakfast every morning. But if you want to try them, I'll vouch for them. Buy this deal and go to alpha10tenn.com and get yours today. 1:58 to go here in the first. 14-8. Tigers have the ball back at their own 35. Brody Ivy in the shotgun formation. Now we need a
I think we have another lineman.
Yeah, here he comes. Better hurry, as Robin would used to say. Here's a snap, handoff to Grissom. Gets outside. He's at the 40-yard line. And he was looking for some running room. And then got outside.
Another good run there by Grisham. He got to the line of scrimmage. Really not a lot there. The hole was not open. He busted it to the outside and got about 5 yards to make it 2nd and 5. I kind of like his shiftiness there.
2 receivers here to the near side, one to the far side. Grisham, the tailback, to the left of Ivy. Here's a snap. They'll give it to him again. Breaks a tackle in the backfield. Holds on to the football. Goes across the 40 to about the 39 for a gain of about a yard. So that'll bring up a 3rd down. 3rd and about 4. As the clock will be under a minute to go here in this first quarter. Hardin County on top, 14-8 here in the JV game. And then the nightcap and coming up in just a few as it'll be the Varsity Tigers and the Varsity Bobcats. Here's a snap. Ivy will keep it, goes up the middle, has running room at the 45, across the 50 in the Bobcat territory at the 48. And that'll be enough for a 1st down. That looked like a broken play.
Well, I don't know if it was a design play, but I will tell you this. He had a little shiftiness on him there and showed some good speed as he got through the line of scrimmage to get that yardage he got. And good speed there by Ivy.
So 2 receivers right, 1 to the far side now. Grisham to the right at tailback, shotgun formation. Here's a snap, rolling to his right. Fires downfield, has a man open, makes the grab. That is Corbin Smith.
Okay.
Right about the 25-yard line on a diving grab, and Corbin coming to play.
Look, I'm going to tell you 2 things about that. That was a great throw. Yeah, right on the money. Impressed with the throw by Ivy. But Corbin Smith, the younger brother of Carter, kind of coming into his own tonight in the JV game with an excellent catch. Big target.
So that's the end of one. We'll go to the second quarter. Let's take a timeout. We'll be back with more from the Jamboree in the jungle here at Jim Carroll Stadium. Back here at Jim Carroll Stadium, first down, 1st and 10 Tigers. Here's a snap, handoff, tailback. Makes a cut back at the 25, gets close to the 21-yard line. And let's see, that's a new tailback. Who do we?
You got number 20, is that number 26?
Yeah, Ben White.
Yeah, that's Ben White. He's a 10th grader.
So Ben White in the game now for Grissom. Here in this second quarter, Tigers driving, second down, 2nd and 7 from the Bobcat 22. Ivy lines them up, 2 receivers right and left now, White to his left. Here's a snap, straight drop, looking, pulls it down, there's a run all the way. It made something out of nothing as he gets inside the 20, down close to the 15-yard line.
Yeah, good scamper by Ivy there. Not much. I think he was dropping back to throw that ball. Secondary was doing a good job, had everybody covered. Kind of a broken play, and he made something out of nothing. We got a 3rd and 1.
3rd down, 3rd and 1. Shotgun formation for the Tigers, 3-man front for the Bobcats. Here's a snap. Handoff to White, has a 1st down, trying to get outside. He does at the 10, now turns it upfield, and he's going to be hammered out of bounds at around the 6 or 7-yard line, but it'll be enough for a 1st down for Hardin County.
A good run there by Ben. He got out on the edge and showed a little speed.
If you're watching on our Slice 93 channel here on YouTube, we are watching the JV game. We've seen a 7th and 8th grade game, middle school game, a freshman game, and now the JV game, and the varsity coming up. Here's a handoff to White, trying to get outside again. Good play there by McNairy as they knock Ben out of bounds. Picks up maybe a yard inside the 5. Second and goal from the 4. 2 receivers to the right, 1 to the far side. White stands to the right of Ivy. Here's a snap. Ivy's going to keep it right up the middle. Touchdown, Tigers. Yep. So Ivy goes in for the score. Great view. And the Tigers build their lead to 20-8. They'll go for 2 here, I would say.
You know what you got with Ivy there, Steve? You got a kid that's been behind Carter for a couple of years, but has taken a lot of practice reps.
Yep.
And I will tell you, he's looked very good in this JV game.
They'll go for 2. This time they'll spread the Bobcats out. 3 receivers right, 2 to the left. Empty backfield. Here's a snap. Straight drop. Fires, and nobody's home. Trying to get Ruddle right at the goal line and just had to throw it over his head and sail it out of bounds. So 9:19 to go. 20-8 our score here in the second quarter of this JV game. Their final quarter. And then coming up here in just a few minutes, it'll be the varsity of the Bobcats and Hardin County's varsity, and we'll get a preview of the 2023 Tigers. Great crowd on hand. A lot of people roaming around. Good crowd by McNairy as well. We want to thank them for coming over here and participating in this with us. And a lot of students out here for Jamboree night.
Yeah.
It's hot. Well, it's not so hot now with the. It's humid, but it's humid.
Yes. We've got a good crowd of kids in the end zone. I love the way our students represent in the end zone each and every game.
First down, 1st and 10 McNairy. They'll hand it off to their tailback trying to get outside, and he's going to be hit in the backfield, and then the ball is on the ground, and the Tigers recover it. That's number 17.
Who'd I tell you? Who'd I talk about?
Carter Pig. That's Pig. I know we need to have Carter in this morning, but Carter Pig picks up the fumble. So I don't know who had the hit, but he was in the right place at the right time.
You know, Steve, one thing that I've always following Tennessee volunteer football, you can always hear them talk about in preseason camp a kid that's doing very well and looking good. I'm going to say Carter Pig is the up-and-coming player for Hardin County that could really come on and have a good year for them next year. Right?
I agree 100%.
Impressive.
Yeah. Here's a snap to Ivy. Looking. Fires down the field. Has a man open in the end zone. In the hands, and he drops it.
That was a great pass by Brody Ivy there, and number 85, Ellis Smith, he just couldn't come up with it, but I'm telling you, that was on the money.
Yeah, hit him right in the hands. That will not look good on film.
Hey, Steve, I'm impressed with Brody Ivy.
He's played well.
Yes.
So it'll be 2nd down, 2nd and 10 at the 27. Ivy brings them to the line. Here's a snap. Hand off to Ben White. Trying to get outside, and he does. And here comes a flag, and all that is going to be for naught. They're going to get called out there.
And that's a good call. He wound himself up. He really took on the block good, but then he held as the running back got by him. They're going to call that back.
You were talking about Hudson earlier, Hudson Wolf, and man, he was a tremendous blocker.
Yep.
And got called a lot for holding that shouldn't be called by taking your man down. And the technique that he used, it would absolutely drive me and Kurt crazy. You got a kid in high school that's really blocking at a college level,
right?
But because we're in high school and high school officials, they don't see that a lot. And
no, and you know it's a lot like Skylar Gill in basketball. She could block a shot, and a lot of times it'd be called for a foul, but it was just she was so athletic she could make the play, and Hudson was a lot like that.
Here's a handoff. Ben White still on his feet at the 30, cuts it across the field. Still on his feet at the 25, and he stiff arms his way out of bounds.
Great run by
about 22. Yeah, you're talking about, Hudson's at Ole Miss. I wanted to talk about Hudson at Ole Miss. Latrell just finished his career up at Tennessee and then got drafted, and he's with the Seahawks organization. Davius Prather, I asked about him, and my understanding is he's in the Canadian League. And Caden Pope, he's transferred to New Mexico, I think. Yeah, New Mexico.
Yeah.
And you talking about, and when you mentioned Skylar, she committed in the portal. As Ivy looks to his left, fires, and it's going to be dropped. After a stellar career at UNA, she puts herself in the portal,
and a lot of that could be put on her shoulders because she gave confidence to other players, and she just made things work well, and that was a tremendous team that year that Coach Burnham had.
Here's a snap to Ivy, looking, fires down into the end zone, in and out of the hands. Good coverage there by the Bobcats.
Another pretty good pass there by Ivy. The play before that, on a little out pattern, he made another good throw. The receiver didn't come up with it, but it hit him right in the hands.
Yeah.
Ivy's made some good throws.
You talking about Skylar a while ago. I remember her first game when she transferred in and got to play was at Liberty. And she was raw, but when she got in the game, you could tell, okay, we might have something here. And then if you kept up with Lady Tiger basketball at that time, like you said, she was an outstanding player and made everybody around her better as well. And they had a really good team, really good players at that point.
Yeah.
There's a handoff, and he's going to be stopped.
Great
That's
defensive
Pig
play.
again
Yeah.
on the tackle.
Corbin, Pratt, and Pig, and on that. Talking about Skylar, I've never seen a high school girl basketball player that could anticipate like she could, and that's what made her so good blocking shots. To the point where, referees would have meetings before the games and say, look, this Gill kid, she is tremendous, and you just got to be careful not to call fouls on her when they're not really fouls because she's so athletic, and she was something.
Second down, 2nd and 12. Here's a pass over the middle. It's going to be picked off again. That's Cummings. Second one, he's at the 30, weaving his way downfield at the 25, inside the 25 to about the 22. That time they threw it right to Jace, and he gets his second pick of the night with 4:23 to go here in this contest. 2 more quarters to go as the varsity teams await. This started at, about 6:45 tonight?
Yeah.
They had to wait a little bit. Had some rain, a little bit of thunder around, lightning around the area. Here comes the varsity team.
comes the big boys.
Yeah.
They have a little different look about them, don't they, Steve?
Yeah, they do. First down, 1st and 10. Here's a handoff to Ben White. He's going to be hit in the backfield and drop for a loss, or we're going to say no gain, or
Good line on carry, tackle made by William James.
so that'll bring up 2nd downs, loss of a yard. 2nd down, 2nd and 11.
Brody Ivy, again, the quarterback for this JV's had a good game, but the defense has been very impressive, not giving up any points.
Here's a handoff to Ivy again, trying to get outside. Has a little running room at the 15, and then slung down right at the 15-yard line. So pick up about 6 on the carry, and that'll bring up a 3rd down, 3rd and 3.
Outside of the pick six, outside of that pick six, which gave them 8 points, so they haven't been on their side of the football field this whole game.
Yeah, they thought they had some momentum, and then that changed real quick. Ivy in the shotgun. 2 receivers left, one here to the near side. Here's a snap. This time Brody's going to keep it to the left, has running room. Trying to get outside at the 10, at the 5, and dives toward the pylon. They're going to say it was short. That'll be enough for a 1st and goal for Hardin County. And they got a chance to stick it into the end zone one more time here in this 2nd final quarter. Coming up, the Tigers and the Bobcats, varsity, looking forward to a preview of the 2023 Tigers next week. The real deal, as NBA out of Memphis will come to town, and off we go.
So you're saying you're glad it's NBA out of Memphis?
Yeah,
NBA out of Nashville.
Yeah, NBA and Nashville, a little different animal.
Yep.
We either jumped or they jumped. They're going to call us. I think Cord moved over there from his tight end spot. Yeah. I was talking to a buddy of mine that his son, akin to you.
See?
Yeah, and talking about his son, he's got 2 boys that play for the NBA, but we were talking about last year in a scrimmage that they played Nashville, or Murfreesboro. Which one is Oakland.
Yeah.
And you know how good they are. They've won the state championship, 6A the last few years. So he said, we played Oakland last year, and You know, we had a pretty good team. We had them 30, I think it was like 35-0 in the second quarter, and I went, them? And they said, yeah. And he said, we're going to scrimmage them again. I don't know what we're going to be like. I know they went to Henry County last week to take on Henry County, and I don't know how that came out. I haven't been able to talk to him, but, you're talking about some outstanding football in that Middle Tennessee. Here's Ivy. And a toss into the end zone. Touchdown, Tigers.
Yep. Good catch there by number 85 again, Ellis Smith. So he's been the target of 3 of Brody's passes, and that one connected.
Slant route to the inside, and Ivy connected, and the score goes 26-8 now with 53 seconds to go. And I think it's safe to say that the JV has come in and got us one game closer to evening this match up.
McNairy County, Steve, has been down, as we know.
Here's Ivy, and he'll hand it off to Smith, and he'll walk it into the end zone for the 2-point conversion. Ben White, excuse me. Glad you're up here, Spot.
So McNairy's been down. We know that. Okay. So, but still, you think about the future of Hardin County football, and so we're looking at these JV kids right now to see what is going to come along for the next couple of years, and so very encouraging to see them come out and play the way they have. After that initial pick 6, they went up 8-0. We had 28 unanswered points with 53 seconds to go in this game. We're going to milk this one away, and it's been a good game for them.
Well, the good thing, too, is the film work. They got film study for next week. They'll look at this, and they can correct the mistakes, see what they did right, see what they did wrong. Here's the quarterback on the quarterback keeper. And he's going to go down for about a 3-yard loss on that run to the right.
Got good play by Parker Gerald there, who plays a good bit of varsity, if I'm not mistaken. So
we've been here a while, Bob. If I'd known we'd been here this long, I think I would have got me a hamburger or something.
I'm about to starve. I've had a Diet Coke and a candy bar. So,
well, I had a piece of pizza.
I don't know if anybody's out there listening, but Steve and I
we're hungry. We're hungry.
Here it is. We're 9 o'clock. We haven't started the varsity yet. So.
Yeah.
This time next week we may be done with the game.
Yeah, well, that's exactly right. Here's a handoff, probably the last play of the game. And he'll fall forward, and it will be the last play of the game. And the JV comes in for Hardin County. And like Bob said, 28 unanswered. And the Tigers win it 28-8. We'll take a timeout. When we come back, we'll have the Varsity Tigers and the Varsity Bobcats headed your way. 2 more quarters to go here in the Jamboree, in the jungle, Jim Carroll Stadium, right here on Slice 93.
Who's 15? That's Carter.
All right, back at Jim Carroll Stadium. Jamboree in the jungle. Final two quarters, as it'll be the Bobcats varsity against Hardin County's varsity, and Carter Smith at quarterback, Saunders the tailback. They'll go two receivers to the right, one here to the near side, tight formation. Now man in motion. Here's a snap, fake it to him. Looking, fires down the field, has Rose open and just overthrows it.
Yeah, he had London wide open at the 40-yard line, and just a little bit too much mustard on that, Steve. A great play. London's number 6. You know, it's hard, these scrimmage games, they have different numbers than they do in in the real games. It's kind of hard to pick them out. So
Blankenship, number 10, and then you've got, I'm trying to say who the other one is on the other side. Here's a snap, handoff, Saunders right up the middle. Has a little bit of running room, and then he's going to be knocked down. Had a blocker right there in front of him. Kind of gave up on his block.
And little linebacker made a good play there for McNairy County to keep Saunders from busting the outside on this left side.
Picked up a couple. It'll be third down, 3rd and 8.
Number 19 in there at wide receiver has Lamarion White.
Yep. So they'll go two receivers right and left now. Saunders the tailback, shotgun formation. Here's a snap, straight drop, looking, Rose to his left, Lil still looking, dumps it off to Saunders, and it's going to fall incomplete at the 40-yard line, kind of threw it behind him. If he had led him, it would have been a first down. So the Tigers go 3 and out. And they'll punt this one away. Jacob Saunders will punt it, and this is more like a game time situation, as McNairy will send a returner back at the 35. So one run, a couple of passes, and couldn't connect, and the Tigers punt it. Here's a end-over-end kick. It's going to hit at the 28, bounce inside the 20, and then he'll down it at the 16.
Yeah, great kick by Jacob there. Got a good run, roll on the ball, landed on about the 30-yard line, rolled down to about the 20. Your main guy just entered the boat here.
Gus.
You know, that's a
my
tough
counterpart
series.
there.
That's a tough series for Hardin County. If he would have been on target with London there on that second play from scrimmage, that'd have been 6.
Turkey boy.
Yep.
See you in the morning. We'll get to talk about this.
0. Oh no, it's 10s and 20s.
Alright, y'all seen everything you want to see?
So he brought the grandkids up here. Daddy over there on the PA. First down, 1st and 10 Bobcats. Here's a snap and hands it off, and he's going to be hit and driven backwards for a loss.
That was a great job by plugging the hole there by number 77, Caleb Murphy. Caleb, just a 10th grader, a big guy for Hardin County, good-looking defensive tackle there, Steve.
So they got 2nd down, 2nd and 10, no gain on the play. Shotgun formation, receiver right, receiver left, 4-man front for the Tigers. Here's a handoff to the slot man, and Big Harris grabbed him and slung him back to the 10. He made a mistake there. As Big Harris was just waiting with his arms open. He ran right into the beast.
You know, Harris has been a 4-year starter for us, Steve, and going to have a big year again this year if he can stay healthy. Great play right there.
You know, he was in a car accident last year right before the Lexington game, and that kind of put a wrench in things for us. 3rd down, 3rd and a long ways. Here's a snap. Looking to throw. Fires, and it's going to be picked off by Heyman. He's at the 20. At the 15, hanging on to the football and riding Bobcats inside the 15 down to the 14.
Great job by Heyman there anticipating. You know,
Steve, I really thought Heyman, as a sophomore, did a great job on the defensive side of the ball, and really wondered last year why they didn't utilize him more on defense. But I tell you what, he did a great job on that play, picking that ball out.
Yeah, now we're seeing why. First down, 1st and 10, Tigers. Smith out. Saunders a tailback. 2 receivers here to the nearest side. 1 to the far side. That's Rose. 3-man front for the Bobcats. Here's a snap. Handoff. Saunders, left side, trying to get outside. He does at the 10. He's at the 5, turns it on there, into the end zone, touchdown, Hardin County.
We got a penalty, Steve.
You got to be kidding.
Nope, holding, and it's going to be coming back, but I will tell you right there, Saunders just showed what kind of speed he has. Nobody ever touched him, and I don't know the hold had that big a deal on the play. But
He's going to come out. Heyman is going to go in, but it's coming back.
A lot of penalty flags in this game.
A bunch. Too many. I mean, here it is, 9:09. They've thrown about 78 flags in these games, so I guess they got to get warmed up too.
Well, yeah. This is a jamboree for the officials, right?
I guess they got different. They got a couple of different guys out there now. First or second down. Here's a handoff to Heyman. Gets outside at the 20, spins his way down close to the 15. They'll spot him probably about the 16-yard line. So a good pickup there by Cam. You know, the thing Cam's probably going to have to do is figure out his blocking and his cut schemes and stuff like that, because as far as I know, he ain't been out there.
No.
This is his first opportunity.
Well, he's played wide receiver his whole career here on the offensive side of the ball, and so moving to running back your senior year is a big ask.
Here's a snap. Here's a fire into the pass into the end zone. It was caught by Rose, but he was out of bounds.
Great catch by London, just happened to be out of bounds.
So that'll bring up 3rd down. 3rd and 13 for the first down.
I expect London to be Carter's go-to man this year, Steve.
He's got great hands, I know that. He made a couple of catches in that Riverside game. They were big boy catches, and a big boy throw too on one of them. I mean, Carter's got an outstanding arm for a high school kid. Here's a snap. Looking. Fires down into the corner of the end zone, and it's going to fall incomplete as Smith was under pressure and just tried to make something happen. So it'll bring up 4th down. We'll go for it, I'm sure.
Yeah. You know, number 24 for Hardin County is Ryan Weeks, who this year is a senior for our team. Had a lot of play last year. Caleb McGee was the primary H-back, but Weeks had a lot of game time experience as well, and I look for him to have a big year. He's a big target for Hardin County.
Now they'll empty the backfield. They'll go 3 wide to the right. They're going from the south to the north, 2 here to the near side. Here's a snap. Looking. Fires in the middle of the field.
Yes.
Complete touchdown Tigers. Heyman got inside on the defender, and Carter hit him in stride right in the middle of the end zone, and the Tigers get a score.
Hey, great play by Hardin County, and that's going to be the advantage we're going to have this year when Heyman's in the backfield. So when you split him out as a wide receiver, that's where he's used to playing. So, got very good hands.
Nolan Foster in the game. Here's a snap. The kick is up, and the kick is good. 4:51 to go. Tigers strike 7-0. Our score, and the Bobcats will take over at about, let's see, where will they put it? 25 or 30?
Probably 20-yard line.
Yeah.
Good kick there by Nolan. You know, in high school football, having a really good kicker is huge. That's something you take for granted for sometimes, but Nolan comes back this year, and I think Nolan
Let me look at he's a senior this year, but he's been kicking for us for about 3 years and does a great job on the extra points.
So the Bobcats will have it first down, 1st and 10 at their own 30-yard line. 4:51 to go here in this first quarter. 2 quarters here in this final game of the Jamboree. Like I said, we'll do it for real next week as a home opener. Kickoff time 7 p.m. Our Central Bank Tiger pregame show at 6:30. Tiger Walk 5:55, and then of course our tailgate party starting at 5. Here's a handoff to a big tailback. Trying to get outside and couldn't get outside, and a whole host of tackles on, or a whole host of Tigers on the tackle.
Yeah, McNairy, Steve's not been able to get anything offensively going. Our defensive front's really controlling the line of scrimmage and making it very difficult for them.
Second down, 2nd and 9 for the Bobcats. Man in motion. Here's a snap, rolling to his right, under pressure. Big Harris giving chase. Now he'll fire toward the middle of the field. It's going to be complete, and he's rolled out of bounds as Tibble was on the coverage and makes the tackle, but it'll be enough for a first down. That's a good play by their quarterback.
Very good play.
I would run really fast if I saw Harris coming at me.
Yeah, Harris was coming strong, and a good job by the quarterback to break out of the pressure and make a good throw to their wide receiver. Good catch there, first down on the 40.
Also, Bailey Huggins, too, was in there as well. He's a big young man. So first down, 1st and 10 Bobcats at their own 40. Here's a snap. Quarterback will keep this time. Breaks the tackle at the line of scrimmage, still on his feet. Now he turns it up at the 50, at the 40, and he's going to be knocked out of bounds inside the 30, down to about the 25. 23-yard line. That time we lost contain on him, and that was a good run by the Bobcats quarterbacks. He turned it up the field, showed good speed, and in the Tiger territory where it'll be first down, 1st and 10. They'll spot it back at the 27-yard line, 2:44 to go here in this first quarter.
You know, at the line of scrimmage there, Steve, we had a chance to make the tackle, and he just slipped through and got into the secondary and made a good run.
First down, 1st and 10, receiver right, receiver left for McNairy. Shotgun formation, tailback right behind his quarterback, 4-man front for the Tigers. Here's a snap, straight drop. Now under pressure, Big Van Hoos has him. The ball's tipped up in the air and batted around, and then it's going to fall incomplete. He held it to the very last minute, almost cost him, but he got it away, and we'll fight another day. Second down, 2nd and 10.
Yeah, great job there by Van Hoos, putting some pressure on it and kind of batting the ball up. Sam Tanner, number 18 for the Tigers, almost came up with the interception. Ball hits the ground. It's 2nd down and 10.
Second down, 2nd and 10 for the Bobcats. Shotgun formation. Here's a snap. Straight drop, under pressure again, rolls to his left. Tries to make an athletic play to his receiver out there and just overshoots the intended receiver. That's a good play on his part too. I don't have the name for him. I did have the roster, but as usual, left it on my desk at work.
Adam Harris is coming at you like he was just then. It's kind of hard, difficult to make a play, but Adam is dominating the line of scrimmage right now and in the backfield just about every play.
Well, like I said, the last time I seen him was the Riverside, and that was during camp week, and you're tired at the end of camp, and we're showing a little bit more aggression and speed tonight. Third down, 3rd and 10. Here's a snap. Straight drop, fires over the middle. It's going to be complete. Misses a tackle there at the 10 and almost gets it into the end zone. And throwing right at our linebackers. Another good throw And they take it down to about the 1 yard line.
It's been a good offensive series for McNairy. They've got to be pleased coming off the year they had last year to be able to come in here and Jim Carroll Stadium and be able to drive the ball like they have. They're going to go to the second quarter here down 7-0, but on the 1 yard line.
All right, we'll take a timeout with them. That's 1 quarter in the books. We've got one more to play. 7-0 the score, Hardin County on top. All right, welcome back to Jamboree in the Jungle here at Jim Carroll Stadium. Great crowd on hand tonight as we've watched a lot of football, middle school Tigers with McNairy Central Middle School, and then a freshman game, and then JV, and now here we are in varsity game. Tigers up 7-0, but McNairy has it first and goal from the 1. So a good offensive series here. And mainly their quarterback, number 3, has done most of the work. 2 receivers to the right, left. Here comes a man in motion in front of the quarterback. He'll take it, trying to get outside. This time he's going to be hit and knocked down. That was a good play there by
Sam Tanner, number 8.
Tanner. Yep. Sam, a senior, played a lot of football for the Tigers from the defensive end spot. And he got into McNairy's quarterback's face and brought him to the ground back to about the 3 yard line, where it'll be second and goal from the 3.
Well, they're going to need a big year out of Sam this year. He's played a lot of football for Hardin County and certainly was in the right spot there.
So second down, second and goal from the 3. Here's a snap. This time they'll give it to the tailback, trying to get outside, find the lane, and he won't. And the Tigers meet him there as he tried to turn it upfield, and I think he lost another yard or 2.
And Parker Geralds with a good weak side help there on that run to the left, and did a good job getting him in the backfield. We've given him, Steve, in a couple plays back 6 yards to the 7 yard line.
Well, you know, that style of offense they're running, it gets tough for them in small windows. They're really trying to utilize. It's kind of it's a single wing, but you know, usually in the single wing or double wing, they've got the 2 side or the other. They're trying to show a lot of different looks and then running counter to that, but it's a little bit tougher inside. But McNairy calls a timeout. They want to talk about it in the morning. Our Sports Saturday starts with Coach to Coach on 93.5 FM, WKWXFM.com, and the WKWX app. Coach Doug Matthews, former coach of the University of Tennessee Volunteers, and Doug McGinnis, former coach of the Tennessee Titans. They'll get you set for some SEC football and take a look at what's ahead for the SEC. And also, following them, it'll be the return of Sports Talk. As me and Kirk Carroll, along with Coach Smith, we'll take a look at the 2023 season for Hardin County. Be sure to tune in the morning at 8 a.m. for that, our Sports Saturdays on 93. And then coming up in a couple of weeks, we'll add Tennessee football to that schedule as well. Third down. Here's a snap. Straight drop, looking, under pressure, and he's going to be sacked.
Wow. Big time play by number 32 there for Hardin County. That's Charles Durbin, 12th grader. Big time play.
Yeah, he came in untouched. And that'll bring up 4th down. Looks like they may want to kick it.
I think they're going to kick it.
Yeah, I mean, in these type games, if you got a kicker, you want to see what he can do. This is a good time. Who cares who wins, who loses?
We got a running clock. We're already down to 10 minutes in the second quarter. They're going to try to get some points on them.
So he'll spot it down at the 25. It'll be a 35-yard field goal into a little bit of a breeze out of the south. He'll have no rush. Here's a snap. The kick is up. It's a high end-over-end kick, spinning, and good.
Good kick.
So a 35-yard kick by McNairy, and that's why they wanted to take a look at it. And 7-3 is our score with 9:37 to go. He had plenty of leg on that one.
Yeah, that was impressive.
Like we said, a big night here at Jim Carroll Stadium. Field looks outstanding. Got the eye of the tiger out there, the checkerboard end zone this year, and
hard to believe football's back.
Man, I'm telling you, it's one of my favorite times of the year. Baseball and basketball, I can watch it from time to time, but I can absolutely sit at my house on a Saturday and watch football from the time it comes on the first game in the morning until they go off at night. I don't care who's playing. Here's a snap, handoff, Saunders, left side, and he'll fall forward at the 35-yard line, a pickup of 5 on the carry by Jacob.
Good hard-nosed run by Jacob. If Jacob just gets a little space, he's hard to handle once he gets through that line. Hopefully we can get out and open here.
If you got it over there, we haven't said anything about the offensive line, trying to get all those numbers down as well. You can tell us who's over there. There's another run left side. That's Saunders, gets outside at the 45, cuts back at the 50, inside Bobcat territory, down to about the 47.
We got number 77, Caleb Murphy, who's been playing a lot of defense as well. Big lineman for us. Number 75 is Bailey Huggins. We've got number
Wade Van Hoos.
71 is Wade. He's been with the program for a long time. He's a center for us this year. Number 70 is Garrett Sipes. He's just an 11th grader. In the left guard, I'm trying to get
shotgun formation. Here's a snap. Smith rolling to his right, fires down the field, one-on-one coverage, and here comes penalty flags everywhere.
Yeah, that was a good call.
As Wes Blankenship was the intended receiver, and they tackled him before the ball got there. So
our other lineman there, Steve, is Britton Wood, 11th grader.
Yep. The big uglies, as they call them. That's a big group right there. I don't know if you've got the height and weight on them, but that's a big offensive line for high school.
Caleb Murphy, 6'2", 298. Bailey Huggins, 6'2", 330. And so we got some big boys. Sipes is 6'4", 300.
Van Hoos is about 6'1", about 280, 300.
Van Hoos is 6'1", 270.
A lot of beef up front. First down, 1st and 10 on the penalty. 2 receivers to the right, 1 to the near side. Here's Saunders right at the middle, dives forward to the 30, inside the 30, down to about, they'll spot him right at the 30. Pickup of about 4 on the carry. Been a fun night here for Jamboree in the Jungle. And looking forward to next week, kicking it off at 7 p.m. We need a full house here to welcome our friends from Memphis over here. Here's a snap. Saunders has some running room. He's at the 25, 20, at the 15, 10, 5. Pushes him into the end zone. Did he score?
Yes, he did.
Yes, he did.
What a run. I mean, Steve, that's some elite speed.
Yeah, envision. Yep. So nice run there by Saunders. He goes in from 30 yards out. And the Tigers go up 13-3 with 6:36 to go. Nolan Foster in the kick. Smith will hold. Here's the snap is down. The kick is up. Spinning toward the uprights. Is it good? It's good.
It's good. You know, Jacob, just a junior this year for us, and looks like he has bulked up just a little bit, but his speed certainly has not changed. He has got a motor, and he took the ball on about the 25-yard line, and didn't look like he had a whole lot there. And, you know, the next thing you know, he's at the 5 and goes untouched into the end zone. And just has elite speed.
Defensively out there, our corners, Jack Gray and Cam Heyman. And I'm trying to we've got Adam Harris, Sam Tanner.
Murphy is in it, defensive tackle.
Yep.
You got number 8.
Also Owen Roberts.
Yeah.
At end. And then our linebackers, I see Tidwell. And we'll get the other two numbers.
Caleb Franks maybe at number 5 there.
Yep. Here's a snap. Quarterback will keep. Thought about pitching it, but he won't because he's going to be wrestled to the ground.
Hey, another great play by number 32.
That's Charles Dogan.
Yeah, number 17's coming into the game, who we talked about a lot during the JV game, Carter Peary, who's just a sophomore, and I'm telling you, he's going to get a lot of playing time this year in the varsity. He's just got a motor. You could tell it in the JV game. I look forward to watching him this year. I think he can develop to a big-time player for Hardin County.
14-3 our score, 6:02 and counting here in the final game, in the final quarter of this jamboree. Bobcats come to the line, second down, 2nd and 15. 4-man front for the Tigers. Here's a snap, handoff, fumble. Tigers are on it, I think. They were fumbling around, and they did pick it up.
Yeah.
So the Tigers get another turnover, and that's Sam Tanner.
Yeah, great play by Durbin there, who came up and made a big play, stripping the ball out. McNairy didn't have a whole lot there. Certainly great opportunity for the Tigers to get the ball back. Now we're on the 23-yard line, opportunity to score here again with 5 minutes to go.
We'll go 2 receivers to the right. 2 here to the near side. Saunders the tailback.
You think Matthew will go to the end zone with this play, Steve?
That's what the book says.
There you go.
He'll fire into the end zone. There's Rose bumbling around and couldn't catch up with it, and it falls to the turf. Good coverage out there.
Yeah,
though.
it was. You know, that was good coverage and really a good pass by Carter. And London almost came down with it, but defensive back made a good play on that ball.
Second down, 2nd and 10, under 5 to go here in this jamboree. Here's a snap, handoff. Saunders gets outside, looking for some running room, cuts it back to the inside as he goes across the 20, down close to the 15-yard line. Tackled by Montgomery. Yeah. He's just his vision, and we were talking about, Grissom earlier that was in that JV game. I mean, patient and good vision, and then a burst of speed. Here's a snap. Saunders again, right up the gut, and breaking through an arm tackle at the 10-yard line, gets close to the 5. That'll be enough for a 1st and goal from the 6.
Yeah. If he has just a tiny gap, if he could just open up a little hole, man, that dude gets in the secondary, he's dangerous.
Now they're going to go empty backfield. They'll send 3 receivers to the right, 2 to the near side. They're going from the south to the north. Here's a snap. Looking in the end zone, fires complete, touchdown, Big Weeks.
Hey, I like that, Steve.
They ran them off with Rose, brought Weeks underneath, and and the Tigers score with 3:36 to go, and they make it 20-3. They'll bring in Nolan Foster.
You know, I like that play for a lot of reasons, but I really think they've got to utilize Weeks a little more this year. He's a big weapon.
Yeah, he's a big kid, big strong kid. He's been around the program too, like you said, for a while. Here's a snap, kick is up, and the kick is good. 21-3 our score. We'll take a quick timeout. We'll be back right after this. Welcome back to Jim Carroll Stadium. 3:36 to go here in the Jamboree. Here's a quick strike complete, and he took a shot right in the chin, and he's still on the ground. Up for a first down, but he went over the middle, lost his helmet.
Well, Gabe Eloff came up and made a pretty good hit on that play. Number 6 for McNairy County lost his helmet. A great catch, great to hold on to the ball after that tough look, but a good pickup for McNairy.
Clock rolling now, getting close to 3 minutes to go.
I feel like it's about midnight, so
It might be time I get all this equipment packed up. First down, 1st and 10 Bobcats. They'll send two receivers, a receiver right and receiver left. Two tailbacks. Here's a snap. They'll pitch it. And he's going to take a lick in the backfield and get knocked down. That was Tibble.
yeah.
That time they read that play all the way. They're showing a lot of different motion and movement, and you have to really be disciplined at linebacker when you see this. You know, they went to Lawrence County, a week or so ago?
Right.
And, it's talking about defensively struggled just a little bit, but when you don't see, like at wing,
That's a funky
offense is funky,
Yep.
and you got to have eye discipline.
Right.
I just want to throw that in there. Also, Kirk always likes it when I say the mesh point.
Yeah. Well, I don't know anything about a mesh point, but I do know that that Lawrence County offense is difficult.
Well, that was mesh point. Almost got messed up and fumbled, but he hands it off, and he's hitting the ball through the middle right here.
Matthew to give us a chance to get that ball back with 1:50 to go. They got a 3rd down.
He's probably wanting to get out of here.
Hey, who made that play right there?
That was big.
Oh, yeah?
That's your guy.
I'm telling you, man, dude's going to be a player.
I think at this point, let the clock roll. You've seen enough. You got enough to work with, and let's turn our attention toward NBA.
Yeah. NBA.
3rd down, 3rd and 12. Two backs in the backfield along with their quarterback. They fake the handoff. They throw over the middle.
Oh, he got it.
Well, it ought to be. It was
We had to hold him.
he's throwing his hands up. Trying to see who that was.
Well, it was number 31 for us. That's
Parker Gerald.
He kind of wrestled him down there. That's being kind.
Caleb Murphy going back into the game. Also,
That's Caleb Goheen coming in. And
Parker 31. Parker's coming out.
you know, in high school football, that's not an automatic first down. It's still 3rd down and 2 for him.
3rd down, 3rd and 2. 1:08 to go. Here's a snap. Handoff up the middle. He's going to be hit and driven back. Ball's on the ground, but I think McNairy got it.
Yep.
I didn't know if that was a flag or a beanbag coming in, but
Matthew's going to, I think he's content to just let this run.
yeah, let's just get out of here. So fourth down, and about 3 for the Bobcats. As they wind it down. Bob, I appreciate you coming up here and helping out tonight.
You know,
We didn't know what we were going to do. I didn't even know if I was going to stream or not stream.
I'll be honest with you, I just came up here to get out of the heat.
Yeah, I put you to work.
Yeah, that's all right. I've enjoyed it, and if Kirk or Kendall ever lay down on you,
I'll be ready. You're my man. This should be the last play of the game. Here is a snap. Nope, we got one more flag. Well,
going to wind down here on the false start.
Well, they're going to stop the clock with 8 seconds to go. But next week, we'll do this thing for real. We appreciate everyone tuning in tonight that's tuned in to the broadcast. But next week, kickoff time is at 7 p.m. We'll go on the air at 6:30 with the Central Bank Tiger pregame show. We'll get you set for the game. And then, of course, all the festivities before the game, the tailgate party down here in the north end zone by the cafeteria. We'll be playing music and having a lot of fun down there. Welcome the Tigers into the jungle at 5:55 with the Tiger Walk. And we'll get ready for some football in the 2023 season. The clock strikes 0, 21-3, the final score. And now, Bob, you turn your attention toward the season.
Yeah, we've got, again, a tough schedule. So certainly our district, I think South Gibson is going to be the team to beat in that district. They had a very good year last year, and I think they've got a lot of returning players. Lexington's always tough. Chester County seems to be improving. So we've got a pretty tough district schedule, but when you throw in with our district schedule, Giles County, Haywood. I mean, we've got a tough schedule, but, that only builds you for a playoff run. And so we've got a lot of young guys contributing this year. Look forward to see how they develop. Thankfully, we've got a couple of, game early on here in Memphis Business. Hopefully, it'll be a team we can manage. But then Giles County comes to town the second week, Steve. So we'll see where we're tested. Yep. But offensively, I really like the way we look tonight. I think defensively, we may have a ways to go to continue to improve there. But, it's early.
Yep. All right, that'll do it for us here at Jim Carroll Stadium. Appreciate those that tuned in. Like I said, it was kind of a spur of the moment thing. But anyway, we appreciate it.